David Beckham's free kick against Greece in 2001 was one of the worst things to ever happen to the England national team. Worse than his red card in 1998. I believe that iconic equaliser actually cost England the World Cup. My name is Tom, and this is my unpopular opinion. You remember the scene. It's 2001. England, fresh from demolishing Germany in their own backyard, need only a point against lowly Greece to top World Cup qualifying Group 9. 2-1 down in the 93rd minute, England win a free kick 25 yards out. David Beckham, or Golden Balls as everyone insisted on calling him at the time, fires a deftly curled ball past a George Clooney lookalike to take England to Japan and Korea. I was convinced. Football does not get better than this. England are going to Japan and South Korea and coming back with the World Cup. I was wrong, and here's why. Beckham's legendary status is assured, and England go on to get knocked out in the World Cup quarter-finals by Brazil. Brazil march on to the final where they meet, that's right, Germany, the runners-up of England's qualifying group. Let's rewind. If England had lost to Greece, they would have finished as runners-up and faced a two-legged playoff with Ukraine instead. Okay, they had Andrei Shevchenko, but it wasn't exactly a vintage side. If England won that tie, they would have then been drawn, as Germany were, for the finals. Could this have been the alternative fate of Sven's men? Instead of a group containing Argentina, Sweden and Nigeria, England are drawn to face Saudi Arabia. Germany beat them 8-0. England would have shown a bit more mercy, but I'm sure they'd managed to shake them off. Ireland, this was a team very keen to prove a point, a tougher test, draw. And Cameroon, a so-so win sees England top the group and they progress to the last 16 to face Paraguay. There's no way in hell this one would have been a classic. A cagey game settled by a single goal. Let's give it to Sol Campbell because he did score in that World Cup and I'm sure he's sick of having important goals taken away from him. So now it gets interesting. Instead of Brazil in the quarterfinals, England would have faced the USA. Now, with England, we can't presume anything, but for the purpose of this, let's. England find their groove at the perfect point in the tournament and leave the Americans seeing stars and stripes. The semi-finals pair England with the only surviving hosts, South Korea. Fair enough, they beat Italy and Spain, but surely lightning wouldn't strike a third time. A dodgy linesman ensures the game goes to extra time, but with penalties looming and talk of a witch's curse etched on all of our lips, England find a way. England reach a first World Cup final since 1966. John Motson says something memorable but culturally inaccurate about dragons. Yep, even if the aforementioned went according to plan, England would have still faced Brazil in the final. But let's not forget, this was, without a doubt, the weakest Brazil side for generations. One who qualified in the first place through the skin of their teeth, and only won the bloody thing because Germany were even worse. A fact not truly appreciated until Euro 2004. Imagine if David Beckham had saved his moment of magic for this game instead. 1-1, 90th minute, Cafu fouls Trevor Sinclair on the edge of the box. Step forward, David Beckham, ready to make amends for hitting the bar against Greece 9 months previous. So there we go. Thanks, David. Now, I must point out, I do actually really like David Beckham, and I'll be forever grateful to him for introducing me to sarongs. However, I do blame him for England still only having 1 star above the 3 lions on this show. This one doesn't have any. What the I mean, that was some pretty conclusive evidence right there. Come at me in the comments.